Hey, here comes somebody. Is that Brian Hamill?
That's Brian Hamill.
That's Brian Hamill.
Everyone was going, Nugget.
I know.
Oh my God.
People were popping for the Nugget.
That was hilarious.
We always knew
he got over.
Get over.
No, like seriously, if you don't know the character and you see that, how are you not going to get behind it? He got over.
I mean,
quackers.
And I think for like, not even just for any like, well, let's call it normie crew, like crowd, right? It's just like people who aren't necessarily wrestling fans, people who just like might be fans of just watching a couple people do something stupid. Like the Nugget's the perfect fucking character. Because the Nugget like talks in a goofy voice, looks silly.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the comedy character, and comedy wrestling is great.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to be a heel a little.
Don't let Jim Cornette hear you say that.
I pushed the referee. I did a lot of things, but like it just wasn't happening.
Nice, yeah.
I mean, they did a fine job. Hey, it's Brian Hamill.
I wanted to hear Mike's promo, and I felt very gypped from that.
I wanted to hear my promo too.
Mike should cut the promo right now.
He should.
I'm not cutting it now. The children are asleep. I can't get loud.
How do I see everybody?
I'll cut the promo later.
I want to see what Greg looks like with Brian number 2's mohawk.
I don't think that's possible.
I mean, have you heard of glue?
That's a lot of glue.
Oh, Brian, you shaved that mohawk off.
He's just turned it into a Nazi cut.
I did.
Is it pushed to the side or did you shave it?
No, I just pushed it to the side.
Oh, okay.
I went back to the barber to cut off the mullet version of it.
You go to Brutus the Barber Beefcake?
He did.
Greg.
His clippers were extra large. All right. Wow. We are here for episode 1 of the EWA podcast. Even though Mike and I have already recorded a podcast.
It's called episode 0. The first one we do is
Mike decided that's episode 0, which I don't know that I agree with, but I'm going with it.
It's a standard podcast thing.
Is it?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Then for the 150 episodes of my other podcasts, I completely missed that note.
It's the standard.
All right.
But is it an onion? But is it an onion?
It's a donut. It's a donut.
Should it be a donut?
This is us blocking out Brian's intro.
I think we should all introduce ourselves as our favorite vegetable at this point. Because we are watching the most recent episode of EWA, the Extreme Wrestling Alliance, which we finally decided we're going to allow to be called the Condiment Wars, right, Joe?
Condiment Wars, episode 100. Pinto Palooza is afterwards.
There you go.
Episode 100. The EWA hit 100 episodes, and for episode 100, like I told Joe a year ago, had to be done in a real ring, and we wound up doing it in Times Square. And today we are gonna revisit this magical moment in Times Square wrestling history with a very pregnant woman in a yellow fur jacket and her sexy ass husband Paul.
Right. And just so everyone's aware, I am putting together a little mini. It won't be attached to this. It'll just be posted separately. It's going to be like a little mini promo of like AJ as the Colonel. He'll have a hot dog, and I'll be Hollywood in like the offices of the EWA, and we'll be going over episode 100, and I'll be talking about like what we had planned, and then he'll tell me in one way or another that that's all out the window because he made a deal, and we're not going to get into it, but he's going to take a bite of the hot dog and then pass me one, and he's going to go, "Let's sit down," and then it leads to this. So it'll be like a little thing we're just going to record.
Joey cannot help but tie the EWA in Times Square in with the deeper storyline.
And this was, I think, the main tension of the whole plot scripting for the Condiment Wars show. And Joe, I think before we continue watching this episode, I have to reveal to you something that I revealed to Mike at dinner right after the show. Is that I let Mike know that you let me know that you wish you had just fucking listened to Mike. And you had
Mike
just let this be its own
right.
fucking thing and not tried to turn it into Pinto Palooza.
Because it could have been. I mean, we didn't really have the time, but it could have been a tournament with just our regular characters in it.
It's all good.
Leading up to winning the belt, but like the belt that was blank, like it could have been the Condiment King that was crowned. It could have been something else. And I, but if we were just doing it the one time, it's kind of hard not to want to do the EWA belt.
Can I ask why it was settled upon that it was called Condiment Wars?
We kind of got trapped in that. We just threw that out there and they took it and they just kind of
right. It's a battle for the best hot dog.
Oh yeah, actually, that doesn't.
Here's the backstory on it. Is that we met with Paul, the fine gentleman in the fine suit you see on your screen, and he's a wrestling fan and he was super excited to just get a wrestling event into this thing that it sounds like his wife is mostly driving. And he was just super excited, and Joey and I were excited to rattle off ideas. So we said the Condiment Wars at some point. And then a few weeks later, I heard that reported on the news that, this dog is coming to Times Square and one of the events is going to be the Condiment Wars. And I was like, well, I guess we're doing the fucking Condiment Wars. It didn't happen. Like,
what? It must have happened. Yeah, it could have probably just happened to her too. They were like, oh, what's it called? And she was like, shit, we don't have it.
Right.
Condiment Wars.
And to be fair,
Probably a complete rolling accident.
To be fair, also, it is their show, so whatever they want to call it is what they want to call it.
And then,
I was just wondering
the idea behind the giant hot dog, and again, this is the 65-foot long hot dog that Paul and Jen and Paul's team at the factory built. The idea is that it would sort of inspire debates, like the common hot dog debates, ketchup versus mustard. Pickles versus relish or sauerkraut. That was part of the idea. And they actually did some, I don't know if they did polling or something like that, but in making the hot dog, you notice that it has a squiggle of mustard, not ketchup and nothing else. There was a lot of debate internally for them amongst their group and I guess people they were asking.
It looks better.
As to what you would put on it. And some people literally said, I won't taste if you put ketchup on that.
And also, Brian, important to note, because we were the two in all the meetings, when we first started talking about this, it was just with Paul, and there was a lot more that was original, we thought we were going to be able to do.
Yeah.
So it was very loosely. That's why I kind of in the beginning was like, we can do the matches from whatever I had planned, plus more.
They told us, Joe asked a good question. How long do we have and what time would the show be? Paul said, yeah, I don't really know, guys. I think it's going to be early afternoon and however long you want to go.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll grab everyone we can. We'll do a battle royal. We'll do a tournament. We can do the 3 matches I have for Pinto Palooza, get that out of the way, film that, have that separate. We can do something for this, and we'll have 3 hours, 4 hours, no big deal. We'll just do it. Then all of a sudden it turns into, well, no, and it has to be this, and it's just an hour. Right. Then it turned into 45 minutes, which definitely did not happen.
Yeah, no.
To be fair,
I mean, it's a tight hour.
It is a tight hour.
Screen right there.
And to be fair, I think after us doing it, I think at the end, I don't I don't know. Given that 2 of our EWA members are out of state and weren't able to be there, Brian and Greg, like I don't know how many more matches we would have been able to have done.
Well, for before we start the video, my whole thing was I didn't even want to show up as Claudio Cacciatore at all.
Oh, really?
I felt like, I just felt like I didn't have anything for him. The whole fucking time I was racking my brain, and then I came up with the Chuck Wagon Charlie thing.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
But getting closer to it, I wanted to invade. I wanted, while Joe was doing the thing or whatever, I wanted to grab the microphone and talk about representation for my people. We're the minority in this. I know, come out with the Confederate flag mask and immediately be hated, and then just use that dog whistle language, and then finally reveal I'm talking about the corn dog people.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to have a brawl with someone and do the thing with the drag queen where I save her life. I go to kiss her and her wig falls off.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do too, what I came up with too, is to have her, I wanted to do that and then just leave after kissing her. Or if it was a match, I wanted to have a mask versus mask match and lose it somehow while saving her. And then she would hand me a rainbow flag mask. And I would have had that made. And I would have taken the Confederate flag one off and put the rainbow one on. And that would have been the end of Chuck Wagon Charlie.
Wow.
That would have been his arc.
That would have been great.
For years, I just wanted him to come out as gay or something. Just have the whole racist, homophobic arc, but it's all, fucking closet.
My dad really wanted to do Hillbilly. He was very disappointed that he wasn't going to be Hillbilly Man.
We still could do that. We got some drag queen connections now.
That's right.
And then I was going to finish my story down here. I was going to get that the no ring death match guy, Casanova Valentine. There's a couple places here that I did this community. Being in the restaurant industry, I know so many people in bars and shit.
Yeah.
So I know people who know people, and who own like dive bars that are willing to do it.
Oh,
sure. So I just got to book him. I want to have a match. I want to do that same drag queen thing at a no ring death match.
That would be awesome.
I want to blade myself to destroy the Confederate flag mask. So it's nice. And do the fucking whole other thing. So I'm going to do that here. If anybody wants to show up and get fucked up at a bar and beat the shit out of each other.
Maybe.
We'll try to make it happen.
But I spoke to that wrestler and he said, if you can book it, I'll come.
That's awesome.
If you can get those people to pay me and book it, I'll fucking show up.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And he'll book other wrestlers and stuff too, and make it a big thing. It'll be big too. I know that with all the SCAD students here and shit.
Right.
I think getting someone to pay someone would be an incredible feat.
Yeah.
Well,
not that I wanted.
Yeah, but if they think they're going to make money from it, they'll book it.
Right.
If they think like 100 people are going to show up, it'll be and spend X amount of dollars on alcohol and tickets.
Yeah,
they'll book it.
Do you have an idea of what bar that would?
There's a place called the Wormhole, and that's like the Coke bar.
Right.
And there's another place called the Lodge of Sorrows, which is owned by like a gothy couple, and they own the Oddities Museum and shit around here too.
Oh, I remember the Oddities Museum. That place was awesome.
Yeah, they own a concert venue, which would be kind of perfect because it's like out in like a warehouse somewhere. So that'd be perfect for a no ring death match too. And they have enough reach to promote it and all that shit too.
Right. Well, and they can share all their good stuff on the EWA socials.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get us a southern.
And we get it. Yeah.
Brian.
Gonna be on tout.
Yeah.
God, Greg was here.
not to get too far afield on this, we should continue watching.
Yeah.
Well, also just for the beginning, it's important to note, when we in one of the meetings with them, me and Brian were definitely set on it being a separate thing, which I think would have been a little more entertaining. It would have been the same type of thing, but it would have been more of a, not really a carryover thing. It would have been like the Red Rider versus French Wonder, or a different character. And then it would have been a different character versus the Punisher.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah. And then it was just going to be that those things won and it didn't matter. And then the final thing was still going to be the hot dog versus the hot dog, but it was just going to be Chicago versus New York. And the only reason really why we didn't do that is because they insisted that we had to incorporate the vegan dog, because there was a lot of vegan people there. But all they did was boo the vegan dog, whether it was...
Well, that's probably why they insisted, really, because they knew the vegan dog would be the heel.
Right.
I think if I had to do it, or if I can go back in time, I would just say, hey, look, why don't we dress someone up as a vegan dog, make it clear that they're the vegan dog, and then during our one-on-one match, the vegan dog can come in and then just help me win. You know?
And then you beat up the vegan dog just because he's an asshole at the end.
No, the Chicago dog could cheat, have me down, and then all of a sudden the vegan dog comes out of nowhere and he's like, no, I'll give you a hand. And he does something and he runs away. That would have worked.
There was a lot to be made of the vegan thing, but let's see what we actually wound up with. Now, do we want to scroll through this beginning part? They just kind of talk with each other.
Get to the matches. We wasted a little bit of time. Get to like the beginning of the first match.
So let's get to when Joey comes out. Yeah, our first match, because Joey comes out, he talks about the.
I've seen the promo. The promo was really good, but let's just start with the first.
The first match is going to decide.
By the way, I kept this in there because Paul and Jen would not share with us the actual logo they made.
Get to the,
That's all right.
Yeah. There you go.
I got
Arpino there, looking like
I gotta say, John did a pretty good job for coming in at the last minute.
The Punisher.
I will say, I'm a little upset with the entrance camera angles, kind of missing.
Right.
But
I have most of it fixed.
Where is the camera crew from? Who were they? Just hired by them?
Jess has Mike's wife hooked me up with some of his students. And they were all for free.
No, they were so cool. They were college kids. They were connected to Jess works
the school that she works in.
Well, there's a teaching artist that's coming to her school to teach about camera stuff with their kids, with their students. And the teaching artist was supposed to be there, and she sent a bunch of other people that she knew who were all just super excited to be able to shoot a wrestling match.
Yeah. I told them, like, hey guys, there's no money in this, but it's going to be a great night. And I didn't have to convince anybody. They were all super excited to do
it. Yeah.
I mean, why the fuck not, right?
Yeah.
That's
1 hour.
This is good.
Arpino did a good job. I mean, like checking the knee pads, checking the elbows. I was super impressed.
We went over it.
The golden nugget is over. The crowd loved the golden nugget.
Not at first. Well, actually, I think the crowd just liked the golden nugget because the golden nugget looks silly.
Yeah.
Now there's
Nugget Mania.
There's so much happening in Joe's head right here.
Popping for the nugget. Who's the ketchup guy?
He's from my.
See, that lady fucking loves the nugget.
Look at this crowd. This crowd is hot for the nugget.
Unless that was just cut from another.
Yeah, I spliced that from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're breaking kayfabe. You're breaking kayfabe.
I wonder what it would have been like for the Hogan music to really come on
from the beginning. Man.
Because I would have been going nuts.
And we gotta say, like, what happened here was the music cues were all off. And Joe came out for that first promos, Hollywood Pinto, and then they never shut off the Punisher's music. This is
Ah,
all done in the edit because the Punisher is actually still playing right now.
and
And
there's
at
the
that point, when you see the Nugget start doing the Hogan ear, that's when his music actually piped in finally.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it sucked.
Well, and also
Joe was steaming mad under that mask. You could tell.
And the microphone.
Brian and I were in the hot tub.
The microphone almost completely picked me up, going, "Fuck this, fuck them. Come on, you're gonna flex with me."
Now the golden nugget broke kayfabe because the golden nugget spoke in Joe's voice for some weird reason. But I cut that part too.
So you guys was the dressing room like in the fucking?
It was the hot dog.
Yeah,
it was in the hot
dog.
I didn't realize that until I saw a photo you guys posted where Elvis is coming out of it, and I didn't realize. I just thought it was fucking. I figured it was hollow, but I didn't know you could walk in and out of it.
We should have done some like selfie videos in there. We should have like cut some or like document.
I don't know that we had the time for that.
Did you guys?
I love this. Joey, what was it like getting? I gotta ask it. What was it like getting to do all the golden nugget? Like, it's me. That like in Times Square. Here, pause it here, Brian, because I want to know what Joey's thoughts are.
Joe, before you answer that, I got to rewind this because you got to look in the background a little bit. If you see the commentator Paul's face when the golden nugget starts talking, just like pay attention to the commentator. Look at Paul. Look at Paul's face. He's losing his shit.
He didn't know Joey's going to come out with his.
I can't see. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the bearded
so
man can't keep his shit straight.
He probably feels the same way as the rest of you too, though. Right?
Can I just give you guys a little backstory to this?
Yeah.
So as you know, I got there early. And I had
got there at noon for the 6 p.m. show. Soundcheck was at 4:30. He was there at noon.
I had the pleasure
I'd have probably done the same thing.
Up in the offices with the TSA girls. And I talked a lot. So I'm talking with them, going back and forth with them, making them laugh and stuff and ask them questions. And we went through this whole thing with the Golden Nugget outfit. And I was partially embarrassed, but also like I had to just be me. So I had to try this outfit on and know that my junk was showing 100%, walking through the hallway, dressed in golden pajamas, basically. And I had to walk in there with these hot girls and just be like, hey, so yeah, the mask is a little off. You know, I totally know you can see my junk through this, but I'm going to act normal. And I'm making jokes about the hand puppet. And we took the costume off, they cut the head off, and they stood the girl with the beer costume, the beer outfit, the dress, she just started sewing the top of the outfit and having a whole full-on conversation with me about the way the outfit needs to fit me to wrestle in and how hard it was for her to do the eyes and the mouth on the other mask. But she's fine if I want to wear my mask. And we're going back and forth and back and forth. And I whip out quackers. And it's like all of them just stop and they look. And I'm like, they're going to call me a friggin' nut. And they're like, we love him. And I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, I love puppets. We love working with puppets. I'm like, son of a bitch. This duck is going to get me over up here. And it turned into this whole thing. So I finally got the outfit squared away. And they were like, we can't wait for you to do the puppet. So like I had that going into this. It was very strange and unusual and exciting all at the same time. The thing with the Hogan thing was, it was like amazing to do the ear thing and like holler out to the crowd and have them respond. But know that the hand that I'm doing the ear thing with has a duck puppet. And I think I'll shut up in a second. My most favorite part of this match is when Steven throws quackers and they react to that more than anything else.
Yeah. Can I ask why this is a Nugget? He should have been a face.
You should have been a face. Joe wanted to get him over as a heel because of the stupid story with ketchup versus mustard. We wanted mustard to be the good guy, which was stupid because the Golden Nugget got over.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you also have to remember it's EWA, but not really. I mean, it was kind of, we're using our characters, but it's a different context.
But couldn't you just switch the condiment or whatever?
I know
because he's yellow. He's red and yellow. He's the Hogan.
We needed mustard to win.
Yeah, we wanted to.
Right. So yeah, but
that's where this got complicated. Yeah,
the Nugget couldn't win because the Nugget wasn't moving on because of Hollywood Pinto.
It was decided. It was decided that ketchup could not win.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be a heel to lose.
This is true. I mean, you'll see that in our second match.
The Nugget had to lose because the Nugget is over with the crowd, and his whole idea is to build everyone up and then leave them disappointed, which builds them up for the next match. That's
what I think. Yeah, I know he has to lose, but if he was a face, it would have made it that much like
Joe tried to make him a heel, but it was impossible.
If the crowd was with,
as soon as he walks out, it's like, what the fuck is this? Now I get what we're in for.
And I will say that cut of the girl in the crowd chanting and like going crazy was for the Nugget.
Yeah,
it happened to come later in the show.
Well, let's see. I want to see because I only watched the live feed until it cut off.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Once you said that we were going to watch this together, I didn't watch anything.
Oh, nice.
We got drop kick. That was good.
The drop kick looked good.
Oh, a little crossbody pin. Like you guys went really quickly out there for the pin.
Surreal.
By the way, so the match length.
That was a great.
Right.
That was a great little suplex.
Yeah. The T-bone suplex that Rob, the commentator right there, called it pin breaker.
How was this ring compared to the other one?
This was
different.
There were two pads, so it was soft.
Oh my God, it was so
that
great.
That one in Brooklyn fucking hurt, right?
That one, yeah. The one
that one, I mean, you got used to it because you get used to shit, like no matter what.
I think that trip to the Queen's gym helped because our bodies at least had a chance to get acclimated.
Yeah, we went before this. We went to Queens and we wrestled at a gym called Coliseum Gym. We just played around, and that was only one layer of padding. And oh my God, that was bad. Yeah. We were like,
Mike, I don't think I even told you, but when we were practicing the body slam that would lead into your leg drop for our match, when you body slam me, it took all the wind out of my body. I didn't want to say it because I was like, I want you to do it and I want you to do it well. I didn't want to freak you out, but man, that shit hurt.
I wouldn't be freaked out. I like this.
The Nuggets.
See, I feel like too, by watching this, even I don't even hear the sound right now. Just by watching it, you're building a face match.
Yeah.
Right?
He's coming out, he's doing everything right. He's not cheating, not doing anything. The crowd's loving it. They love him. He's fucking he's doing everything right.
Yeah,
for the face. Everybody is smiling.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You guys came out with
the visual of the Nugget is just so endearing and lovely.
But it's just like the way this match already has been flowing. It's like it's to rally.
And by the way, this is Joe. I got to give you a lot of credit for this. Like Joe practiced getting over the ropes in the Queen's gym, and you pulled it off to perfection here, dude.
This sunset flip was really good.
I couldn't tell when I was watching the live feed, but now seeing
look at this guy.
Angle is
this
great.
guy was excited.
He was very
excited for the near fall.
Can someone show Steven how to do a Russian leg sweep?
A side Russian leg sweep. That's a call that Greg. My favorite is from the Freedom Mania. Greg. Oh yeah, that's the Russian and the side Russian.
Of course, he would pull a side Russian leg sweep.
That's so far. You guys came out with a lot of energy, you and Steven.
Yeah, the first match, yeah. But when we went in, we were tired. We were really tired. By the way, Brian, you can see he came down knees first there too.
Yeah.
That was a risky fall.
I love that the kids in the front row were so fucking into this the whole time.
They were going nuts.
The kids
And
were pelting me with Chinese mustard.
Look at those kids. Those kids are so excited
awesome.
to watch. Two adults, two grown adults.
And the whole theme of this match was there's the push. Yeah. And they booed the referee for pushing me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like anything, like even though you pushed him and you're the asshole, kind of.
It didn't.
That's why because when I was watching it, I was at work. I'm on the pizza line with my phone there, and me and my coworkers are watching it. And then when I saw Nugget push him, I'm like, wait a minute. He's a heel?
Right.
You were shocked.
I don't mean to be a dick about it, There's a lot of moving parts and yes.
Brian, you don't have to be a dick about it because Joe's dick is literally out in this match.
Joe,
I don't see nothing.
But it's also like what I think it's also a testament to like what people could observe as they're watching. Like Brian knows the characters, like so Brian would come in with assumptions.
Yeah, but I think it's also just
know
the visual. It's like a golden silly goose.
And
How
Brian,
can he be mean?
yeah. You see how I do stuff that like allows for Steven to set that up. Otherwise, it just takes forever. That's typically we're never doing that over the top rope thing again.
No.
But even the way you have to take it, watch how you have to take it. It's
right here.
Awkward. Yeah.
It's a very confusing move to take.
It's a confusing move, and Steven's on the short side for getting up and over.
I mean, you could just turn that into a stunner. Like weird, like.
If you look at the 2018 video, they were stunners. I'm not sure what happened to the move.
He's nervous.
It looked like you tried to. It looked like you tried to pick him up.
Big Stevie, cool.
Did you just no sell his kick to the chest to the gut?
He missed him.
Oh, okay, because I thought you just no sold his gut kick.
And this is my favorite moment ever.
Oh yeah,
Can you turn the sound up?
Yeah.
Yes, let's raise it up.
The reaction.
We got a Nugget chant.
Dude, I popped for that while I was watching it.
He got the Nugget. He got the quackers in his mouth.
And then we fell over. We fell.
It was good though. I love the call on this because Paul is just like, listen to Paul call this. I think he did a great job for not knowing anything about us.
Is it in his mouth? And he chucks quackers.
And they boo him so big.
Because that is a heely move. That is a heel move.
Yeah, that was a big move right there.
And then here we go. Nugget gets his attitude adjusted.
They kick out. What's really nice about the wrestling rings is that our kickouts just sound better and look better because they sound better.
Yeah. They have all that.
It actually creates the emotion of the moment rather than like having it all dulled.
The ketchup guy is going nuts with quackers.
Oh, he's got quackers. Good.
He's got quackers back. All is well.
Uh-oh. Here it comes. He's going.
Comes out to ring the bell.
Going. Oh, he's got it locked
in the back there.
He's got the sharpshooter locked in.
The clown loves the Nuggets.
Well, yeah, they could be tag team partners.
Oh, the clown and the Nugget would be a good tag. I would be so hesitant to do a tag match in Times Square, though, because our tag matches are always a bit of a disaster.
I just love how the Nugget got his start. How he was originally not slated to be in the Stunad squad, but then Mitch quit, and we needed a replacement, and the Nugget came in, and the Nugget got over and changed the courts of the EWA.
I think the Student Out Squad alone changed a lot for those three characters.
Oh my gosh.
Period.
But also the best part about the Student Squad thing was Brian and Joey didn't tell me that was what was going on. So like in the actual thing, I like throw Joey out of the way. I'm like, what are you doing? And then Brian's like, wait a minute. He doesn't like the underworld and you don't like the underworld. And let's join together. I was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Like Brian explains the thing in the moment to me. That was a good stunner.
I think those were probably the most chaotic times.
Oh, that was so chaotic.
Give it like in Rybrook, given all the alcohol and drugs, but it was probably some of the best.
Look at the booing.
Setup.
Look at this.
Look
The
at
crowd.
booing.
Oh my God, the crowd is on the side of the Nugget.
They're booing.
Loves the
They
Nugget.
were very upset.
They're booing.
The whole crowd is booing the Punisher.
They're all booing the
Guys.
Punisher.
I'm gonna hang up in a minute.
Well, you got to watch one. You're gonna have to listen for the rest.
That was awesome.
So in the new edit of the match, he kicks
your
me.
edit.
In my edit of the match, he kicks me once and I catch it and we do the finish. We don't do the whole kick and then kick and then kick and then kick again.
And even in my edit and what you just watched, I also cut out a few kicks. So I cut out 2 kicks and Joe cut out 5 kicks.
Who's the other guy calling the match?
Rob. Here I am.
As the host of my health podcast, Rob Hoyle.
Here I am.
Does he know anything about wrestling, or he was just like?
Not really. Joe and I tried our best, but he called the Attitude Adjustment and the DVD he called the Stunner. So he was it was in the vicinity.
Right.
By the way, walking around the ring, I was like, man, there's a lot of people taking pictures. Every tour, I walked around, I just kept running into human beings. I was like, cripes.
We got the
I think
we got Frank Freedom as the Onion.
And I spent Tuesday of that week. I spent Tuesday gluing feathered boas to the edges of that boxing robe.
And we had designed outfits for everybody, and part of the design for the French Wonder included an entrance robe, Ric Flair-esque. But Mike did not believe they would do it, and he was right.
Well, it wasn't so much I didn't believe they would do it. It was more of I didn't believe they were going to have the time.
Yeah. But it looked great. You did a great job.
So I just did it myself. So now I have that robe, and I have that robe hanging in my basement.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna run and piss, and then I have a question. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Should we pause?
If you want.
Yeah.
What I like with the Nugget is how he got over organically.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be quelled.
Mike, do you remember how the Nugget got his push? Because the Nugget originally, Brian, because you weren't at the house. At the house, the Nugget was a jobber in the beginning. And what was supposed to happen is the French Wonder, Claudio, and Mitch was supposed to be.
Wait, are you Greg? We just talked about this.
We just did this.
We just said this.
Oh, did we? Oh, sorry. I just took a bonk hit. I'm not paying attention. I'm watching the match. But he got over. But my point is with the Nugget, he's the character. Let me just make one more point. Do you remember the original Battlemania?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we had like Val's friends and like that kid that was there, which character got over the most with everybody?
The Nugget.
The Nugget.
If you watch that, nobody says anything. They just all start chanting, Nugget, Nugget. Like he is the guy. That is the one character that if we ever like went mainstream, you'd have to have the Nugget on because he would get over.
Well, that's why he's there. More interestingly enough, so we were so focused on what we were there to do. We never put the Nugget and the French Wonder together in one picture or in front of the camera at all.
Yeah.
No,
that's all right.
I'm a Nugget fan. Like I'm a Nugget fan, man. He's the guy that got the EWA to where it needs to be.
Here's my wonderful robe.
It's
I like
I like that.
You know what I liked about what we did in our matches, in all the matches here? Here's where my promo gets cut off. I think I got to yell New York City, and then I heard whatchamacallit? Rage Against the Machine. But nobody was coming out. So I was like, wait a minute. Is it coming out or is he not? I was like, what the hell's going on? Then I was like, I will say my promo. And I was like, oh, wait, somebody's coming out. The music cues were weird.
There's Elvis. I love Elvis.
And I was just like, whatever, I'm going to go with it, even though I wrote this promo about onions, and now I'm not going to say it.
Oh, Joe, John Carpino was there?
He was the ref.
He's the ref. He was the ref in the entire match you just watched.
That was him?
Yeah.
Yeah, hit that bong again.
Yeah, come on, Greg.
How'd you get him to?
He just asked.
Okay. Where's he living now?
Brian, what I like about all the matches is we all did something different in the beginnings and all that sort of stuff.
That's true.
Like
Very
each match
different.
was different.
Very different.
And this one, you guys attack me.
I'm glad that we landed on this beginning because, Mike and I had sort of organized what we wanted to do to start off the match, but then getting the condiments actually in the fight was fucking awesome. And my buddy Sam, the pickle, really wanted to take some bumps. I don't know, Brian, if you remember, but he was at the one at Freedom Mania that I was going to have that match with, and we did the practice run at Freedom Mania.
Yeah.
So he is the guy that I was actually going to have a match with as the rider, and ran out of time. He was glad to finally get his moment.
I was laying those hits on you.
Oh, dude, it was great. I was like, Mike is ready to actually fight.
I'm going.
Great.
Well, I mean, we're in front of everybody. You got to make it look good.
What is that other guy? An onion or?
He's an onion.
He's an onion. Yeah.
It looks like a fucking pineapple.
I know.
It does look like a pineapple.
And this,
I like that.
And if this was a pizza war, that motherfucker would be fucking eviscerated by Cacciatore.
That was great because that was right there. That was a Frank idea. Frank in the moment was like, celebrate. Like Frank, in the moment, told me to do that. I was like, all right, let's do that.
Nice.
And that all spawned out of a conversation between me and Brian because
that was a good, by the way, just looking at the crowd, that was great.
Well, the crowd's into it.
That whole intro, you got stomped, and then you both went to the opposite corners and did the punches. That I watched the people, lit people up.
Yeah, and the count. It's all about that count, man. The crowd is racked.
Yeah.
We also made slight changes to it right in the beginning. Me and Sam were talking about it in the offices.
Yeah.
And it was written after we double noggin knocker them, or it was either, I think we double noggin knocker and then we do clotheslines. And I was like, let's just end with that. And then they roll out. They bonk heads and then they roll out and we reset.
I gotta say, when we plan things, we tend to overcomplicate them because
simpler is always better.
We're not used to wrestling in front of people,
right?
And we're used to watching wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
So you watch it on TV and you see all the backstage shit and all that shit, and we're thinking in those terms. When all you got to do is just a few simple things.
Right, exactly.
And it works in front of a crowd because that's who you're really playing to.
Yeah, and instead of doing another big, I don't know, DVD, just a big back body drop or a hip toss sometimes, just the
something simple.
And we get excited too, and we want to throw all the shit at each other. It's like one
that was
move,
a good,
and
then you look at something like that, the belly to belly.
Yeah,
that
you
was
guys bounced twice.
That was a great belly to belly, and it worked easily. It was a very the belly to belly is a very easy move to
got a little replay.
That was a good spot right there where you're on turnbuckles.
Yeah,
that was good.
The only thing I wanted from John here was to be more forceful.
I was able to get in the cut that it looked like he was doing what you wanted him to do.
Yeah,
because there were some extra seconds I cut out there.
I like this. I love that. I get mad at you. I come in, then you start arm wrenching and everything. The shoulder.
Yeah, we took our time with it, and really, I mean, we were that time in the gym. Mike and I really used more to just like feel out what to do, which was great. Like I just happened to take you into an arm wrench and like land on like and it's like such a simple set, you know, but it really lets everybody just breathe with it.
And you scratched me in the eyes. And then this surprised the hell out of me with DDT. I was like, what the fuck?
Well,
for a second, I was like, that's not the end. We're not at the end.
And we all kept saying, it's like, we're not going to remember everything. And in that moment, I was like, I feel like this should have a DDT in here.
But that's all good. It worked. I like this.
Was the DDT always the end move? That's how. Yeah.
The hammerlock DDT was the end. And then Brian got me into this.
The Moxley one, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Brian got
hammerlock.
Brian got me into this. And then from this, I fought my way back up. What's interesting in our matches, I really get positioned as the powerhouse.
You do.
I did all the power moves.
Yeah, because I have no upper body strength.
The one thing I would say about that is that was like a big risk and it paid off. What would you have done if you tried to do that and you just fell forward? That's not easy to do.
Well, that's why
in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we did that. We already did that. We did that once. We did it once before, so I knew I could do it.
By the way, credit to Mike pulling out the Taka driver.
I don't know why I turned it into a Taka driver. I was kind of in the moment. I was like, I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, here I'm like, I'm gonna go to the top rope, and then you watch me look back, and I go, no, I'm not going to the top rope. Because I was like, if I go to the top rope,
yeah, you got some hang time.
the bounce on that.
Yeah, it landed very well. It landed
perfectly.
That was a little.
And I will say, like, look at Sam. Look at the pickle here.
I realized I should have gone over to the pickle instead of just doing what I did. I should have gone over to the pickle.
Yeah, well, I think Sam did jump up pretty quickly.
Oh, here you go. I'm anticipating the punch.
Yeah,
that was great though. Yeah, but everybody's paying attention to the pickle.
The pickle out there gyrating, so I think you were good.
I think I went a little sideways on that DDT. I don't think I landed the way I should have. But I do like that Brian comes out for the next match and the kids are throwing shit at him.
Yeah, they don't like him.
And like we clearly established Brian as the heel, and we clearly established me as like the respectable face.
The guitar spot great because you're talking so much shit to the point when you get hit with the guitar, the crowd is so satisfied that it's even louder.
This was good. Do we have any pickle fans in the building? This was super fun. I think Brian, I don't know what the time start and the time end on our match was. I think it was like a solid 9 minutes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, something like that.
It didn't feel long.
We started at 20 minutes on the dot.
And we ended at about 28.
Your entrance started at 20 minutes. The bell rings at 28 minutes.
8-minute match.
8 minutes exactly.
Elvis.
There it is. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Oh, here's
this is my favorite. Oh, this is my favorite.
Now, did your dad rewrite the song like to do something with hot dogs and stuff?
So what I said was they didn't play the song for him to begin with. So he got very confused and thrown off.
He walked out to Viva Las Vegas, which was on the scripts. And it was in print everywhere, Joe. So I don't know how we missed this.
Well, no, he's supposed to walk out to it. Then they're supposed to stop.
Right.
And play the other song.
But the problem was that Elvis came out and started singing Viva Las Vegas.
Oh.
I think they got confused because he was already singing.
Yeah.
Viva Times Square.
But to answer your question, yeah, you ain't nothing but a hot dog was a last second change. Yes.
Great.
Because I was in the hot dog right now getting my French winter costume off as fast as I could so that I could put on photos and come out to call.
We got a little preview of the drag queen wrestlers in the back right there.
And he's clapping for me. They were nice people.
They were great. They were great.
Yeah.
They came out. They had their own show, their own interesting thing they did.
As opposed to all the other drag queens. They were nice.
They were nice.
Get down.
They were the nice drag queens. There's a great drag queen in Manhattan called Izzy Uncut, and she does like backflips into splits that I was trying to recruit for the show. And then when I found out that they got a whole drag queen wrestling group for the second act, I was so pissed. And I know, Brian, you wanted to do the drag queen spot. I had drag queens like lined up for it. Like the second you said that, I was like, let's go. I had like it could have been fucking spectacular.
Now here we go.
But I'm sure
for you to pull that off.
I'm sure one of the ones from Chokehold would have been down.
I think so. Yeah. I think Chokehold.
As long as that, like, if they were just, if it was what they were wearing is less obvious.
Right. They also may not have been. I mean, you said you want to do a thing where like the wig falls off. Blah, blah, blah. They may not have been able to do certain things like they may not have been able to do that simply because like their costume needs to be together.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you get someone like, because they had a long card, a long show. Someone on the other end of the card, so they have time before they come out to change. Or we just get the one that Brian was talking about.
Yeah,
that's right.
My other friend, her name is the Trash Queen, and she just dresses like the chick from Nightmare Before Christmas, Sally.
Yeah, Elvis is
entertaining the ladies. Materials.
Elvis entertaining the ladies. I love it.
Elvis and Joe were working the crowd before the show. I'm pretty sure Joe was trying to pimp his dad to make money.
Well, they before the show they were offering him. They wanted to take pictures with him and shit.
Look at that vest, dude. Look at that Punisher vest.
I like that. They made up that vest.
That's fucking sick. The whole outfit too, the shorts, shit.
Joey not only got to do the Nugget thing in the middle of Times Square, but he also got to do his Hollywood. The best there is, whatever. The backyard icon.
The mouth of the North and South.
The best in the East and West.
You think we could go?
You need Rob Grip to come out right now.
I like.
Who? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, it has nothing to do with this. I was just gonna say, have you seen those the African pro wrestling?
Yes. The guys in I think Uganda.
And yeah.
They're phenomenal.
Will Ospreay's gonna go over there.
They're so good. They're so talented.
Wrestle with them. He's donating so they can get a ring and shit too.
Yeah, they just do it in like a patch of like mud.
Yeah,
but they built like some ropes. Oh, here we go. I want to see you get hit with a mustard packet.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the guitar. The crowd popped for the guitar. You were such an asshole that when you got hit, they were so happy.
You know what it was nice about it too was, Brian, you came out with such a long promo that like even me as Thotis Cash calling, like at one point I said like, man, he just keeps talking. Like, and part of me was also just like, man, how long is Brian going to keep talking? But also, but as Thotis, I was like, well, great, I can make that comment, but I can make it sound like I'm calling, like I'm calling it.
Yeah.
But I think it was nice.
One of us had to go long.
No, it's good. I got cut short.
Since we so smartly cut you off, Mike, I might as well have taken the time.
I mean, listen, that worked into our match. It worked in. I like that you decided you're gonna crap all over New York.
Yeah, but it worked out that the longer he spoke, the more of a big deal it was for us to shut him up.
Yes, I think so. I think that was great.
Set up here in New York to do it. To be here tonight at Times Square, the home of consumerism, capitalism,
I like that you went for all the cheap heat on the crowd. calling them mouth
That
breathers.
lady.
That one lady was like, "What? I cannot
Right.
believe the
What
potty
he call
potty
me?
mouth."
Well, listen, it's not like I'm Claudio Cacciatore at Freedom Mania talking about Z-Zer. I'm never going to top that.
That was a different time
That was
and
different.
location.
That's
Yeah.
right. A lot less access to stragglers with guns.
Oh no, we were probably closer to people with guns in Brooklyn than Times Square.
Yeah. Man, the vegan is not over.
No, I was surprised at how, because you said you were like, we really got to get the vegan dog in, because like we were like, Paul and Jen know their audience, and their audience is a lot of like artists who are like vegan and all this sort of stuff. And man, the crowd in Times Square did not like it.
No.
The crowd in Times Square was like, ew, what's a vegan hot dog?
Most of that crowd was from the ticket lining crowd, and then it was the people walking by. I don't know that it was really the people that they thought was going to be there.
Yeah, I think a lot of random people.
But that's a lot of people right there. That can't be everybody that they know.
There was, and there was a random,
like less than a quarter of that.
There was a random woman.
Point, there's a ton of people.
Yeah.
There was a random woman who was like walking, like she was just filming herself walking around New York City.
Dude,
and
she was awesome.
She stumbled upon our show and like filmed us.
I actually DM'd her because I'm gonna try to get with her.
Like you're gonna try to get the footage?
I'm gonna try to get her to Twitch, if you know what I mean.
All right. Good luck getting the footage. That was great. Go back a minute. Go back. We got
replays, baby.
There's an instant replay.
Oh, that was
look at that. The crowd just gets out. Yeah.
Wait, go back just a hair. I want to see the crowd again.
Yeah, let's see.
Just watch the people behind them. Like
you can do it in the replay. That's fine.
I got shards of wood in my hair, actually. Look at that.
Yeah. There were a lot of pieces.
Guitar.
What'd you guys do to gimmick the guitar?
I'll text you the photos, but the night prior I went to my roommate John's place, and he sawed the guitar and all like the supporting structure areas.
I saw a couple of the pictures, yeah.
Yeah. So he did it. I thought he did overkill. I was worried that the guitar wasn't going to hold through the match to get to the spot. He did a great job. Yeah, here we go. The clown is on me. The kids. I got sassy dude kicking me.
My only criticism on the guitar is you should have taken some baby powder and squeezed some baby powder in the middle of it, so that when Joey hit you, the baby powder would have poofed all over.
Yeah,
don't tell me that.
Classic.
That's classic honky tonk, man.
Yeah.
I told them about the baby powder.
That's classic.
It was one too many details to keep together.
Dude, that is classic honky tonk, man.
You should have brought the powder then.
Maybe the drag queens got baby powder.
Ah, good point.
I do like how the Pintos basically smash you in the head with a guitar and then decide you're no longer part of the match.
Yeah. Well, no, Thodas, you said it perfectly. It's like they've decided that the Chicago style doesn't even get a say in this. They don't even get a voice in this. They are not
Joe,
conversation.
You shouldn't give them a say, Joe.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Was I supposed to not say that you guys were brothers?
You were.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Apparently, Joe didn't want that known.
Yeah, we were never going to acknowledge that we were brothers. We had decided on it.
It wasn't Mike's fault, because Paul literally said, these two really look alike.
Yeah. And then I would just follow it up.
It's a great it's a great plot point, actually. I don't know why we would leave that on the table.
Yeah, why not? Brother versus brother is a great story.
And it makes sense then why they're teaming up.
Here we go. Belly to stealing the French Wonders, belly to belly.
The French Wonders belly to belly look way better.
You got up for that. That was nice.
An
That was a
MVP
nice kick.
I feel like the condiments, our managers were such MVPs of the show. Like all of them did such a good job, especially my pickle.
Yeah.
They did good. They did good. They did good running around. That was all good.
I actually I know I inserted myself as Thodas Cash in the commentary. And part of it was also, I was like, you know what? I actually just also, because the French Wonder was out of the final match and everybody else was in it, I was like, well, I want to be out there. I was like, so the only way I could be out there is as a commentator.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, dreaded kendo stick.
Brian, you were right on point with that. You were right on point.
Joe told me that if I don't hit them well with the kendo sticks, he would kill me.
Well, you broke it on me.
I literally broke it on your ass.
Those things don't hurt unless you hit somebody with the tip of it.
Right. And by the way, Joe, tell Hamill what you told me to do with the kendo stick spot here.
Oh, yeah. You want to pause it real quick?
Are we going to do the stomp? There we go.
Yep. So I remember when you did that, the chaos, and it looked incredible.
That's one of my favorite matches that we.
That's great. So I went back and watched it, and Joe was like, "You should watch Claudio versus Chaos for the championship," because he was like, "I love how Claudio did the kendo spot, and he stomped me and then hit me with the kendo, stomped me, then hit me with the kendo." And I watched it the night before.
It was perfect.
You had to do it, and I didn't do it as well as Claudio here, but I was like, that's a nice way to make this look a little extra.
Yeah. Go ahead and hit play.
For the commentators, none of whom are wrestling experts or even really fans that know the names of the moves, they sold this really well too. How is he even gonna walk? It all came together because this is good storytelling. So thank you, Claudio.
They should just say, "What a maneuver!"
We should have told them to say that. The commentators, Joe and I wrote a lot of dialogue for them, and they read all of it and did a really good job.
Absolutely.
They did.
I thought they were good. I thought they were good.
Yeah, they were good.
They did a good job.
I was the surprise. I was the surprise third guy who wasn't on this script at all, but it was fine because I was like, I can just talk. That's fine.
I thought the head stomp came out really good.
I pulled you close, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. This is the picture that's in the New York Times.
I just move over a little bit. That's it, and it's perfect.
Oh, nice mood. So
when I look back, by the way, my left leg comes off the ropes before my right leg does.
You kind of look like you went.
I wasn't ready for the bounce because we're just not used to having the spring of the ropes. So I didn't anticipate the spring.
Stephen was on point for the stunner there too. All of that timing in the beginning was incredible.
And I landed so perfectly on your chest, so good call on the positioning there for sure.
Yeah. And then also the reaction to the moonsault was good. Yeah. Stephen's timing was good. Everything up to here is on the money. The knees to the face.
Yeah, the knees look good.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
But this clearly is what gassed him.
Well, so when I originally came up with this part, I meant for him to do the second part a little slower with the punching and kicking in the corner while taking breaths. I didn't mean for him to go full throttle.
It should have been one of those moments too where he was taken out right away.
Right.
He could rest.
Well, that's the tough thing about triple threats. It's triple threats always work. In some respects, they work best when you
there's only two.
When you keep eliminating one person from the match for a minute.
Well, that's what we did essentially.
They're always, whenever we've done them in the past, they're always hard to wrestle.
Yeah, they're not easy matches.
Right.
I remember we did one.
By the way, did you guys see where his knee just landed? I just want to
right on you.
I just want to point out. It looked like
he didn't pull you.
Fucking knee lands.
He didn't pull you out.
Look at that.
You weren't out enough. Right on your stomach.
Dude, that hurt so fucking bad, dude. I was he just broke my. I thought this dude just broke my ribs. I really at that moment.
That did look like a knee stomp. I called it as a 5-star frog splash, but
so this is This is important because this is where things start to get unhinged. Not unhinged in a bad way. So I give him the rock bottom, and I don't know if he was ready for it. So the super kick on Brian looks good. But then I'm supposed to do the next move to Steven, and he kind of rolls out of the ring after this pin. So he's out there. Well, we'll see it after.
That is a good super kick.
That was the only blood we spilled, Brian, and it was inside my mouth.
Was that where you bit your
From
tongue?
the rock bottom?
I didn't bite my tongue. Joe bit my fucking mouth into a bloody pulp. The sole of his heel.
So now Steven's out of the ring. I'm supposed to be doing this to him.
That looked good though. I mean,
And
We were
no.
Me and Brian ran them at the ring.
Well, what are you supposed to do? Put your arm over it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to
Just like-
square. You got to square your back. You got to really square your back to the rope so that you don't hit like with part of your back.
It's
like
like
round,
perception of a spring.
Yeah.
But Joe. The fact that you pulled this guy over the ropes like that.
Joe, were you deadlifting Steven on that?
Yes.
Because I could not deadlift Steven later in the match, and I was just like, Jesus. He looked light, but I always forget how weak I am.
I don't know that he's light.
Look at this. Look at this. My manager taking care of the Zeitgeist.
No, they're putting the pickle in his face.
No. That was a good thing. He was getting.
That's a good thing.
He was getting. He was getting. Oh, that was good. I thought the senton looked good.
How did that feel, Joe?
It was fine. I didn't feel a thing from it. It was fine.
I think you're timing on the senton.
Ring makes.
Is this after the camera cut out on the live feed?
No,
not yet.
The camera cuts out on the Hurricane Rana.
Oh, really?
Like right before the Hurricane Rana. Like you guys are outside, but you're close to the. You'll see it.
So this was, I had told Brian, give him one body slam and then come back and
watch Steven. Watch Steven and how he takes his body slam. The back of his hand is still in the back of my head as he's falling. Like he was holding on to me like a little baby. Like he's pulling me down with him for the body slam.
Oh, here we go.
The agony on your face.
Little rest hold. Oh, there it is. Was that the moment? At one point, I forgot. No, I called it a drop kick. Earlier, somebody did. I think Steven did a drop kick to someone, and I yelled out a flying kick, just like the Botchamania spot.
Oh,
where the guy's screaming "flying kick!" It's a flying kick.
Yeah.
Oh no!
A Frankensteiner off the top. A Hurricane Rana.
A Hurricane Rana, but
a lot went wrong there.
Someone kept holding onto the ropes.
You cannot see that though. I was looking for it.
Yeah.
There's a photograph.
I couldn't see it.
Brian texted a photograph.
It happens like in real time. No one noticed, I'm sure, but
yeah.
Joe noticed.
It was a freak. It was just a freak, subconscious thing. I was kind of balancing us up there right before he jumped, and I was trying to time it, so like I let go in time, and my fingers just got caught. I don't know how it happened, but even right there, Steven does the move. He goes for the pin. I drop kick him in the head. I go for the pin. That's still solid right there.
By the way, I love Thotis, your call. I forget where it was in the match, but at some point, Thotis goes, that referee, I wish he would slap the mat. The referee's just got to slap the mat so you could hear the count. Referee, slap the mat.
And then this
counts were so slow.
The Death Valley driver here was what I was supposed to do before, only now I kind of picked all his weight up with my back and my arm hurts.
Oh, I like the opportunistic ass right there.
So even that little exchange between the three of us is good. You can't just go high speed all spots the entire match.
You don't have to tell me twice. I don't go high speed all spots.
No, not even
yes,
like
we're aware.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, none of us don't make fun, Joe. None of us could do that shit.
It's true. It's true.
Half of us fucking smoked for like 20 years.
I just like that Steven's just hovering. He's just kind of there.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
This right here would be the 30 seconds of the match that I would say is like what happened. And we there was just no plan for this.
Steven sandbagging you. Steven sandbagging
Don't
you.
even try. Why'd you even try, Bri?
I don't know. It was my idea to have Steven in the main event.
That was cool though. At least he turned it into a pin attempt.
It did.
Yeah,
He
I thought that was good.
It looked intentional. So good for him.
It was really just Steven being like, no. Steven was just sandbagging you.
Honestly, I went a little quick on the suplex. I could have given him another second. I'm not sure if he would have jumped, but.
So this is where I asked him to go to the top rope for the suplex power bomb, and he said no, because that would have saved that moment, and it would have transitioned us to the table. So now that he.
It's a lot too. I mean, it's a lot when you're in. Look at this crowd.
Especially with 3 people.
They are hot. They want to see Hollywood pull it off here.
What's hilarious?
By the way,
a lot of
there's
people just filming.
I could.
How bad brush my teeth?
Yeah, there were a lot of people that were there filming with much more sophisticated equipment than ours.
It's funny. There was just people filming. Like, now it's the.
Have you tried to like search?
Yeah.
Well, it was the one.
Hashtags
We found most of it.
Bring her upstairs. You want me to have her down here?
So like the bald dude is filming. He was a wrestler.
We're gonna go to sleep soon.
And he does his shit on Twitch.
How do wrestlers appreciate it?
Well, I talked to Dominic De Niro, the same dude from Freedomania.
Yeah.
He didn't have any particular comment on the show, to be honest, other than some of that high spot.
They're on the drying rack downstairs. Do you want me to bring them up?
Let's mute Joey right now. Joey, mute yourself.
I can mute him.
I'm a fan of Dominic De Niro.
Like aside from him though, what did he have to say?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, I just went up to him and he asked me after the show. He asked me how my body was feeling. I said I feel great. He's like, yeah, some of that top rope stuff looked a little unsafe. And then we just talked about other shit. That was about it.
I mean,
yeah, but we're yarders, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the shit, man.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between bungee jumping with an airbag underneath you at like fucking a sanctioned thing or doing it off a fucking bridge.
Yeah.
Right.
We're the bridge jumpers. We're the.
But he really didn't have any issue with it. It seemed because he really wanted. So Dominic,
he wanted
to be on the card.
Yeah.
And when we got cut to 1 hour, I had to tell him because I told him, let's bring you on the card when we thought we had 2 hours. Second time. The second time that we've cut this guy out. Because
we're
Claudio's
a bunch of no names and we keep cutting them.
At Freedomania, Claudio's music plays and Dominic comes out because he's also Italian.
He just assumed. Well, that's what he gets for assuming. I mean, it's all
that's
show.
Right. Don't assume.
Brian, remember that girl was yelling at me while the pool spot is going on?
I don't remember any of that.
The one with
because I was like throwing, I was busy because when you're doing it, you don't really, unless you're focusing on what the crowd is doing, like it's like any live performance. It's insane how you could tune every fucking thing out.
It's true.
It's like if you're on like when we performed at the Gathering, when Fuku Djembe performed, like
Gathering.
There was one show that we did. It was in front of like somebody built a stage, and on the last night of the Gathering, the ICP performs. They're the last act, and they built the stage right where the exodus of people after the show comes through.
Yeah,
and we started our show with like I Want to Fuck My Mom.
Yeah.
As like thousands of juggalos are walking away from ICP. and that song caught all their attention. And then there was like just a column of people for us.
Wow.
And so immediately, I thought we were going to do a fucking shit show in front of like 40 people, and it turned out to be like probably over 1,000.
That's awesome.
And then you just have your brain just goes, okay, look at the monitors and listen to your voice,
Right?
and shit,
Don't look at anybody.
Yeah. So, and you can too. You finally get used to it, where you're just like, okay, this is happening. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I feel that way. I felt a little bit of that way when I got out there for the wrestling. Like I didn't look at the crowd. I didn't really look at the crowd at all. I just sort of was like, okay, stay focused.
You look
stay
like
focused.
on the horizon and stuff too. Maybe make eye contact with like one person that you feel comfortable with.
We got another entrant into the Condiment Wars Battle Mania.
What?
Here at a height of 6'5", weighing in at a humble weight.
Oh, there he is.
Birthday, Christopher Anthony.
Happy birthday, Christopher Anthony.
Happy birthday.
I don't know. He'll pop on.
Yeah.
We'll cut this in post.
Yeah.
That's right. Brian, have fun. Have fun with this one.
As we stare at the world's largest wiener. And by that I mean Joe.
Clown look.
Oh, Zoom.
Greg, what do you think of the show so far?
Oh, also,
I like that there's multiple camera angles because it shows like the depth of the crowd and stuff.
Right.
It was a hot crowd. They were into it.
You had a lot of cameras, and that was great.
Listen.
Feel like you're having clown love.
And the people operating the cameras they probably never shot wrestling before, but
Never.
they have instinct.
They do.
Yeah.
Like
But you climb in the rope with a kendo stick or whatever,
Right.
Like after, like once you went to go do the moonsault, somebody got under that fucking corner.
That looked cool, right?
Yeah.
They did a good job. My buddy Bernie does
That's gotta be such a fun job.
Honestly,
wrestling?
I'd rather film wrestling than be a wrestler, I think.
Yeah. I just kind of want to that's why I want to do the no ring match. Because I really like brawling and acting cool.
Right.
And just throwing, I could do good punches, and I could take good punches, and I could fucking swing a chair without fucking killing somebody, but not looking shitty.
Yeah.
I could do that stuff because it's just instinctive in me as a fucking lunatic.
And sometimes.
And it's just so much fun to run around and fucking scream and fucking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love when you Brian and I had we aimed to tell a story and we succeeded at that story.
Yeah. No,
it's just like my match with Chris years ago was we aimed to tell a story and we told that story.
That was perfect.
I think the crowd would have loved it if Pierre was there.
That is true.
Should we?
Yeah.
Click play. Oh, here we go. I love Paul in the back squeezing the pickle into his mouth.
That's right. That's John.
And that John, right. And John did that, and John came up with that in the moment.
By the way, do you guys see that there are buckets underneath this hot dog cover?
Of course.
What the fuck?
How do you think they gave it the bump they needed?
We were unaware of the buckets.
Yeah, but what if I fell back first on the goddamn bucket?
Oh goddamn! Who built that and for what reason?
That was them, the artist.
Well, this is all Joey's idea. Let's not steal credit
what is
for a
the
bad
hot
idea
dog?
from Joey.
What the fuck is that hot dog? Because this is where it cut off before this, so I didn't see any of this.
The hot dog. Joe said to them, "I want a hot dog table."
And so they gave you a hot dog table?
I said in that meeting, I was like, Joe, what do you mean a hot dog table? And he goes, a hot dog table. It's like, that's not helpful.
Well, and that's why you got buckets.
That's why we got buckets.
That's why you got buckets.
I the picture of the giant that Chris power bombed you through. So it's supposed to be the
spot. Right.
Oh my God.
At some point, Totus Cash asks hall where he keeps his giant hot dogs.
Did I ask him that?
Did.
Here we go.
Well, I did want. I don't want
reasonable
to.
question.
Well, I also don't. I don't want to like bury the spot and be like, look at that thing with its ridiculous buckets under. You know, like I wanted to be like, it's a real hot dog that's gigantic.
It also would have been
You did a
fun
great
to
job.
be Scott Peterson in person.
Scott
see-
Peterson would have been great.
Anybody would have picked up on the name.
Scott Peterson would have been great.
Scott
Maybe.
Peterson here.
Scott Peterson.
I just like doing that.
Dust-
like the
I'm
longer
Dusty
that
Street.
voice, the longer that
I'm
voice.
telling the
goes,
crowd
the
right
harder
there.
it
That's
is.
why you don't mess with people from Chicago.
Dusty Street would have been great on the commentator
Oh
booth.
God, yeah.
Dusty Street, Scott Peterson, and
And
whoever else
Otis
was at that
Cash.
shit. Yeah, and Otis Cash.
And I wanted to come out.
I don't know what other fucking.
Oh, there it
There
is.
we go.
You're done. You're
Wow,
in.
you
You're
did
in.
Hey, we got
You did it.
Who, me?
We got you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're
I don't know
in.
whatever fucking.
Whatever
Just-
you did, you
Just
made
hit the
it.
buttons. Just hit the buttons. You're good.
The frustration.
Oh,
benefits
welcome.
And I'm on. My video's on too.
Yep.
Your videos on.
All right.
Did
Well,
you see the
we
video or
we
no?
are halfway through this triple threat match from Condiment Wars.
Go back a little because
Yeah.
it stopped recording. Maybe
Right.
Like a
40
couple minutes
seconds
ago.
Yeah.
All right, here we are.
Go back to when they bring the hot dog in. The hot dog table. I want a hot dog table.
Hot dog table. I want a hot
Oh,
dog
we got-
table.
anybody
got any relish for the hot dog table?
Well, right after our match, they put in a kiddie pool in the middle of the ring, filled it with relish, and had a bunch of hobos fight.
Oh,
Oh,
It was
God.
great.
awesome.
Was it?
This was-
Were any of those people there from Awful Wrestling too?
No.
No.
Although I guess
Oh no.
technically Jen is wrestled with them, so maybe she counts, but
So yes.
That's the hot dog lady.
the hot dog
That's
lady.
Mrs. Outlaw.
Mrs.
right.
Outlaw.
That's
Moro-
right.
Lady.
Mrs.
Right.
Outlaw, who I share a birthday with, on July 4th.
Yeah, I remember that.
She's why we got to wrestle.
Yeah,
She's why.
that is true.
Our nation also shares a birthday with Brian.
Yeah, I think they're.
It's the
prouder to share a
Bombardier's
birthday
best
with me.
friend, America.
I was very touched at Freedomania in the middle of the Bombardiers promo about July 4th in America. I felt
Yes.
a special call to a special friend of his birthday.
Right.
Yes. And that friend is
All right.
America.
That's right.
This is where that friend is America.
America, there's only one. I haven't said that in forever.
So, by the way, this whole match, Steven's punches and kicks look like just bad. And right here,
I don't think Steven wanted to be there.
right here, we start actually like throwing punches.
Slap
And I was very happy that he finally started throwing punches. It just
Yeah,
took
you
me
should.
actually
That's what
punching
you
him
got
in
to
the
do
face.
sometimes. Is really just fucking potato them.
You just gotta actually punch him to get him going.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then here we go. The attitude.
And
The
the
Zeitgeist
goes
gets
to
his
the
attitude
table.
adjusted.
Oh, there was an attitude adjusted?
There
Joey
was.
scoops up for the stunner.
I actually did rip that Twitch streamer's footage.
Is that what that
there,
was just
threw it
there?
in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was how I initially consumed this, was through that girl's
The
stream.
chick, right?
She is horrendous.
Yeah.
And she was on top of that, like she was really mean about you guys.
Really?
Like she was like, "Oh, do you guys want me to like leave? I'm not interested in this."
I didn't think it was that bad.
I left a comment on her video saying I was the guy in blue.
Nice.
What'd she answer?
She said 7 3/4.
Turn of events. So much action. So much fame. That's it. You're the winner. And still the champion of the EWA, Hollywood Pinto.
Oh, here it is. Joey's getting the boo from the pickle. But the
pickle does
audience
not
is
like
excited.
Hollywood.
The audience
Well,
is in.
Hollywood was the winner. in the middle of Times Square, Hollywood defended the title. There you go.
Hollywood defended his title.
He defended what looks like
Episode 100.
what looks like a mirror. It just looks like he's holding a mirror up. I do love our title.
He's holding a mirror up to society.
That's right.
Well,
Look
that's
at yourself.
What the whole fucking hot dog thing's about, all right?
Look at yourself.
Hot dogs go deeper than you think, you know?
It's a whole big peepee in the ring, you know. I mean,
Yeah, it's you know, the male gaze and all that, you know.
Well, I mean, there's a reason that the giant hot dog explodes confetti out of one end.
Right.
Semen.
Yeah. I think they call it a celebratory blast of confetti, Chris.
I do like that bit of Joe at the end. He's like, whatever hot dog you want, just do your own thing.
And then I had two of our
Don't
hot
be a
dogs
dick.
make out.
Don't be a dick to other people's hot
Is
dogs.
this sort of a play on the Rocky thing? You know?
That's what we were going
You
for.
can be a hot
You
dog,
can change.
That's
If
right.
you can change.
That's right.
I think we talked.
I mean, that is the
I told
most,
Joe
like,
to do that.
If you like
greatest
New
speech
York
ever.
style,
And I like New York style.
yeah,
I like New York
and
style.
we all like New York style.
I think-
Doesn't matter
We
if
all
it's
like
Chicago
hot dogs.
style.
I think I told Joey to do that in one of our phone calls. I was like, Joey, you should at the end you should do like the Rocky style. The Rocky.
Well, he was
thing.
talking to me over the phone before this, like a month ago. He was thinking of doing something like that.
And now all the
Perfect time
contention.
for it.
Now all the contention between the condiments and the hot dogs goes away.
Hollywood has solved all of the hot dog problems in the world.
World peace. Here's
Except his
world
own.
peace. Unfortunately, the onion did not come out because why didn't the ketchup and the mustard come out?
I don't think that they were properly prepped.
That
And
was good.
The onion didn't come back out because he had to prepare for the relish fight or whatever it was called.
Right. But yeah, Chris got here just in time for the highlights. Perfect time.
Chris, here it is, the highlights.
Yeah.
Listen,
It
I
was
love
good.
that golden nugget outfit. They did a great job.
Oh, there it is. Quackers kisses Steven.
Oh, nice. Here it is. The stunner, the Punisher, the stunner on the nugget. The 1, 2, 3, and the Punisher is victorious in time.
Now we finally got the Walt Pauly call.
Here's the,
Go on,
here's
buddy,
the
keep going.
despicable Zeitgeist
Oh, and he's in the corner.
Slapping
He's
it.
going hit like guys.
slapping Brian in the side of the head.
It just said Jews on the screen.
I saw that.
That happened so many times during the show.
I know. It's like at the height. Yeah, everything behind you is like Israel, Palestine.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is like the world is ending, but we're wrestling about
We
it.
have a wrestling match in the back. It's this big like
I was waiting.
Gaza
I was
war
waiting
thing.
to walk into the EWA show and start protesting.
I honestly thought that might happen. But the
And
rest
then
of
you
the
could-
protests.
Then you could have beat them.
We could have beat
Oh,
the
there it
protesters
is.
with 6.
That was a really great moonsault.
Yeah. Then
It's
you
not
could have
your-
been like,
It's not
Right,
your
you-
best moonsault. but
No.
It was in the middle of Times Square, so that
But it was
elevates
in the middle of Times Square. Honestly, if I had practiced it, I would have realized just how much the spring would affect my footing. By the way, on that last elbow drop Joe does for the win, because the table was a plastic table, the legs didn't really give out, and so the table remained,
Yeah.
at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Joe
was the
lands
only
on
table
me.
you guys could get, huh?
I guess so. When Joe lands on me, his
That's
knee
not an
slides
ideal
into my
table
face.
to go through.
Oh, is that why you couldn't eat?
I couldn't open my mouth because
We-
Joe's knee slid so hard into my cheek that he bruised like the whole left side of my face. I couldn't open my mouth.
How did the
This is
guitar
a hilarious
how the guitar break
picture.
go?
Wait, pause this. This is a hilarious picture of Joey holding his arms up, Brian laying down, and then up in the top corner just globalize the Intifada.
You see that?
because it's not, that's not part of our show. Like it's just a
No, it's just
hilarious
Times Square.
like it's just in Times Square. Like it's not like
This
it's
is like
not
such a, this is
These
so,
EWA guys, they're globalists.
it's such a beautiful like time capsule.
Do you
Yeah,
remember when the
right.
Ultimate Warrior, he tore up the Iraqi flag and the crowd went nuts? If they came in, the Zeitgeist could have beat them up and tore up the Palestinian flag.
Oh, God.
It would have triggered a
Who's
riot.
that
Something tells me the Zeitgeist would not be with Israel.
You know what would be a little more, a little less, like controversial if we kind of went like the 12 Monkeys route with the Zeitgeist, and he was all about like freeing the animals from the zoo.
So basically, we
You
just
could
have
be
to
like Gary.
watch
You could be
along
like
to Star
Gary
Wars.
Yourofsky.
Yo, homie.
Let's play this thing out. I
Yeah.
like these pictures.
Yeah, Jess did a great job.
That's a good thing. Nice.
That Mike's entrance was like the best caught on camera by far. Like you had the
Oh,
little
yeah,
moment where
definitely.
your head was down and then your music like hits the crescendo and you pop up and you move forward.
I didn't hear my music that well. It was hard to hear in the hot dog. I was like, oh crap, my music's playing. And I like,
Yeah.
scurried out there. I'm like, quick, let's go.
Yeah.
The Golden Nugget. The Golden Nugget gets top billing.
I like this picture of me walking back.
That's a
wearing
great
Didn't
a
Joe
notice.
not want to do the Golden Nugget for some reason
He
initially?
did not. He wanted to
That's
be,
stupid. That's our like most over character.
yeah.
Yeah, the Nugget was the best. The Nugget,
Everybody
like if you watch
loves the Nugget on site.
This is right.
That's what we were
Well,
talking about.
what he wanted to do, he wanted to have Hollywood Pinto fight the Punisher, and like the first two matches have nothing to do with the last match.
Yes,
Yeah.
he wanted to fight the Punisher in a 180-minute Iron Man match.
If we let that happen, no one else.
It's
would have
Steven's
gotten
first
that.
wrestling match in fucking 6 years. And Joe wants to have a fucking 3-hour match with him.
This is a good picture. Was this a Jess picture?
Yeah, these were both Jess pictures.
There I am.
Everything I used in here was a Jess picture because
Oh,
the
nice.
others were copywritten.
Oh,
Like we could have used them, I guess, but
they spelled your name wrong.
Brian.
I did send Joe an updated version, which I'm sure he's just gonna like swap in
Dude,
here.
that's
so.
not even close.
Makaiha.
Joe's
Machella.
gonna star wipe
I
the
we
edit in
spelled, we
there.
spelled Absalama right, but not Michael.
At least you give everybody a credit.
But you know what I love too? It still has the fucking Nero EWA touch.
Yeah.
You know?
Joe was very happy about that.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. And I just love how Elvis is in it.
I know.
Jess was like, everybody get over there. I want to take a picture with everybody.
Who's the ref? The ref is one of Paul's guys.
No,
that's John
Carpino.
John Carpino, dude.
That is fucking John Carpino.
That's John
Yeah.
Carpino.
Oh, good God!
See, we
It's
gotta-
Is he
bizarre.
living at Joe? Is he living at
Yeah.
Joe's house?
No, he drove in from like Ohio or something.
Is that where he's living now?
There
Is
he
he
is.
still? Is he still? Oh, never mind. Yeah, Ohio, because he was in Canada the last time I saw him. But that
Oh,
was
maybe-
years ago.
You know,
No,
I
no,
feel bad
Chicago.
now.
No, he
I
drove in
forgot to
from
credit
Chicago.
Yeah,
him.
I thought he was in Chicago.
That was cool of him to show up.
He drove 14 hours apparently to get
And you
there.
forgot
Yeah.
to credit him.
I forgot to credit him.
Well, we got to make some edits to this. Make some
it's-
changes.
Yeah.
Credit the referee, please.
Well,
You
at
gotta
least
propose
we
it
spelled the
to
French wonder and thought his cash right. So
You know what I was
This is
thinking
true.
too? I don't know why Joe had to change out of that costume because all he did was come out as Hollywood before, and he was wearing pants and a fucking sweatshirt. You could have put that over this.
he did.
He did. I think he did.
Because he was telling me he had to fucking go and change, and it was like rushing. I'm like,
I
if all
think
he had to do was take the clothes off, put a mask on.
no, I think he did. Go back to when Joey comes out to
He
talk. I
did
think
do
he
that,
did
and
just.
if you notice, he's actually wearing gloves as he cuts the Hollywood promo.
Oh, to cover the.
Yeah, I think he-
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
Now
He
I
is
see
wearing
what
the
you're
gloves.
He had to hold his sweatpants
Yeah.
up the whole time.
I thought
The
it was a
whole time
little
looks like he's holding
unusual.
his dick.
I remember that was a very nice day. I thought it was a little unusual. He was
I
wearing
miss
gloves.
the era of the Golden Nuggets pants always falling down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so endearing.
Oh, it was so great.
So many of us use that against him too.
Right.
If I recall, we did not get a missed gold digger in this match.
Oh.
Oh
I
yeah,
missed
What
right.
was it? No, the gold rush. Gold rush. I'm sorry.
The gold
Oh, yeah,
rush.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get a missed gold rush.
The whole crowd was chanting for the Nugget. It was incredible.
Oh man, he hulked up.
He's over. It's the fact that he comes out to
Yeah,
the
he
Hulk
got the New York. He
This
got the New York. The Golden Nugget got the New York crowd to cheer for fucking ketchup.
He
Yeah,
did.
that's
Yeah.
right.
He did. That's
Ketchup on my
impressive.
Well, I mean, they like ketchup.
I
That's
think
another
that's
strike
common.
against the streamer girl, by the way. She was insistent on rooting for Mustard or Steven and
This is-
refused to like the Nugget.
Totally randomly, totally random, by the way. Chris, you'll appreciate this because you're a football fan. Somebody posted something on Facebook and it says Super Bowl appearances since 1996. Dallas Cowboys 0. Taylor Swift 1.
Yeah.
I just
Those
think
are
I'm not even a
everybody-
football
yeah,
fan.
the
It's just funny.
yeah, there's lots of memes owning Dallas Cowboys over the last 25 years.
To be fair, Taylor Swift has more Super Bowl appearances than I do. So,
That's true.
all right. Oopsie. I took that zoomed down. All right, gentlemen.
All right, Joe.
Good luck editing this, Brian.
I know. I think all we could do is post it as is, basically.
Maybe.
I'll take a look. But hey, it's a watch.
That's right. All right.
All right, y'all.
See ya.
Enjoy.
Later.
Bye, guys.